weather's terrible, so I'm at Dan's shop again. Now today I'm going to be showing you my take on the best beginner tong. It's going to look something a lot like this. Now these are V-bit bolt jaw tongs. I won't be making this style today. I need new chain makers tongs, so I'll be making chain makers tongs. But if there's enough interest, I'll show how to make all the different styles of tongs. V-bit, wolf jaw, flat bit, you name it. So the main features of these tongs is you don't have to draw out the reins like I did here, but you can if you want a lighter set of tongs. These are 1/2 inch or 13mm square bar. What I did was you take a ball peen on your flat bar and you make a divot in your flat bar halfway through the parent stock, and then you just punch or drill your hole from there. Now I think doing it this way would be easier or best for a beginner because you don't have to worry about making your rivet nice and pretty. You just smash it flat into that groove. And that's another advantage of having those divots, is if your rivet's too short, you might be able to smash down one side, but the other side you won't be able to even reach. And if your rivet's too long, you have plenty of cavity for that excess to fill up. And if your rivet bends over one way and you just aren't able to correct it, no big deal. Hammer it into that divot. Those tongs were 1/2 inch or 13mm square bar. Today I'm going to be making them out of 1/2 inch or 13mm round bar. It's 30 inches long. And I don't know that for sure in metric, but it's just shy of 1 meter. Okay, I forgot to mention you don't need tongs to make these tongs. That's why the bar is 30 inches long. Start squaring up this bar, tapering it slightly in one direction only. We're going to leave the parent thickness in the other dimension. Just like so. Okay. Now I'm going to slightly taper it in the direction I left, the same width as the parent bar. I'm going to slightly bevel the outside the parent bar thickness taper. Just like so. Now we'll cool that end off, flip it around to this end, and do the same. Okay, we are done with the other side now. Next we're going to take some 5/16 or 8mm round bar, set it on the anvil, set this on top, and hammer down over that. Give us our divot for the chain.
Need a hand?
Nah, I got it. There we go. I don't want to hammer this all the way down just yet. Smooth that out. There we go. And we'll do the same to the other side. Okay, so now to get the boss areas even, we're going to measure using the anvil. So I'm going to place the edge of my hammer on the far side of the anvil. Since this is flat or round stock, I'll just make the slight flat. Then we will our ball peen. And get our divot started. Use our blacksmith's third hand to hold the stock. And don't be afraid to smack this. It's steel, you aren't gonna hurt it. Like I said, we're gonna go down to half the material's original thickness. So this is a 1/2 inch. We're gonna make the bottom of this divot about 1/4 inch.
Post vise. This is made just for blacksmith.
Okay, got a little bent. We'll straighten it out. Okay, we're not quite there yet, but we'll get it next heat. Drop forged. Okay, you see I'm holding my hammer a little different. It's starting to wander off to the left side, so I'm going to try and hold it this side, bring it back right. Okay, we are at our 1/4 inch thickness. And while I have it handy, I will start punching the hole. Now this will pretty well center itself in that hole for you. But if it doesn't get perfectly in the center, don't get too beat up about it. Switch to the Pritchell on this anvil, and we're through. Almost. Okay. There's our slug. Almost all the way popped through. Just hammer that. Oh, there we go. Popped right out. Now you see we're bowed. Straighten it out a little bit. You don't have to get too crazy with it, because next I'm gonna show you a rivet trick. Here's the rivet trick. So here's our rivet stock.
Right.
We're going to draw a taper.
Are you gonna be able to do that?
Yeah.
You must definitely try.
There you go. Okay, not yet. We'll stop.
A fairly skinny taper. Octagon it and then round it. Make sure you bring your round all the way back up into the parent stock. Okay, so now on our rivet stock, we have just made our drift. So you hammer this in, and it's going to be the exact size of this stock. And after you pull it out, you cut your rivet off this end. Okay, so we're gonna start our punch hole coming from the divot side. Once we get about halfway through, we're gonna take it out, flip it over, and finish from the flat side. We're back to the parent stock thickness. And there is our punched hole. Flatten up this back a little bit, next heat. But the reason why you start
The only thing I ask is
your punch from the divot side is to eliminate any fish mouthing that may happen, which will lock the rivet in place.
really hot.
If
That's
both
too hot.
sides are locked in place, your tongs won't work. So you pre-punch it from this side, so when you flip it over, you don't have a lip or a fish mouth to lock that rivet in. Okay, so to re-flatten this bottom, we're going to take our punch and give it a tap. Bring down on either side, and give another tap. Check it. Bring down on either side. I'm not whacking this super hard for these flattening steps. We're forming, not forging at this point. Bring down on the sides, and that is pretty flat. Okay, so now we have both sides divoted, punched, and drifted. Now we're gonna measure and mark, cut these in half. And you want to measure from the inside of one hole to the inside of the other hole, or center to center. And I've already made my mark right here. Take this, put on a hot cut, mark. There's our two tongue halves. Just going to clean up the ends really quick.
If you want it, you can tell us it's later.
Yeah, I'll do that real quick.
And there we are. Now the last part of the rivet trick is, we've been hammering on this in. You see how it's mushroomed out a bit? That's a good thing. So that way you can cut your rivet, place it in the tongs with the mushroom head up, with no worry about it falling through the hole into the fire, getting lost. Got a little sparkly. That's all right. Now for this size tong, you normally want about 1 inch of material, but I'm gonna cut it extra long because of the style of tong, and there's 2 inches roundabouts, or 50 mil. I'm going to cut it extra long, so that way if you do cut it extra long by accident, you can see what happens. Okay. Rivet. And then the rivet drift. Ready for another one. Put flat to flat. Through.
Nice and toasty in here.
Flat to flat. Drive that rivet in. Take some time to fit this rivet off camera. Okay, I talked about I'm gonna fit the rivet. I'll show you how to do that. Basically what I'm gonna do is taper this and down to about the halfway point. Not much of a taper, just to make it easy to insert into the tongs. And you can do that while it's still on the bar. I just failed to do so. There we go. Flat to flat. Now we'll stick this whole thing in the fire and get one side of the rivet hot. Okay, I'm gonna bring it out. Since I put it only one way in the fire, only one side is gonna be hot. You see my rivet started to drift one way, so I'm changing the way my hammer goes. Okay, that's a little too cold for me to rivet comfortably. You see we got a good start. We're gonna fix this gap in between the two halves first thing so it doesn't mushroom in there and prevent us from putting them together. Hot steel. Bring it out. Butt up flat to flat, like we said. Start riveting our hot side. Still put it up pretty good, flat to flat. Okay, now you can see all that extra material is filling in that divot nicely. I'm gonna get it hot again and continue this side. Okay, here we go. Flat to flat, still good. Completely riveted, so I'm going to take some time now, start working it. Give this side a whack down, give this side a whack down to line up the jaws. Work it. See, I got a hump in here that I gotta fix. Same thing here. Okay. Handles are getting a little hot back here now, so I'm gonna cool those off and we will finish it next step. Work our tongs, make sure it's flat to flat, still good.
You're going to take after it cools down, that's all the dirty pieces. Whenever you work in the shop, take it up.
Hinge area done. As you can see, I had an oopsie and I had to redo one of the jaws. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cool this off, heat up just this area, take my piece, put it back in here, hammer it down around it. Other than that, these tongs are done. You may want to heat up this area and bend your tongs back down too. This video has run long enough, I feel.